Good morning. Today I wanna see if I could come up with the exact way or the exact method to describe how I spot dicom. Well, this happened way back in the day. 9/11 had just hit. I was working with Ironwood, and I don't know what happened that we left Ironwood. We used to have the crew over there: Jesus, me, Danny Mora, Omar, Eli, and Redo was over there, and we had most of the best technicians in the world for DirecTV. And I don't know exactly what happened. I think it got sold off, and they moved the contracts all around. And I had found myself working for Omar for like about 2 years. Omar opened up a contract, and he lived in Azusa. And we were doing Circus Cities, Blockbusters, and the home entertainments. And I was traveling all the way, all California to San Diego, installing TVs, home entertainments, and stuff like that. And it was good. I hired my dad because I used to, he wasn't really working good. He was in the swap meet, and the furniture business is technically getting out of date. It's not a buddy grab no more. It costs more money to have the swap meet than making it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really providing for him. They had just sold about all his furniture right there at the storage right there in El Sereno next to Tommy's. And I told them, hey, you know what? Seeing the tips I make, I was making tips like $200, $300, $400 tips, you know? And my dad thought that I was, I guess, dealing or doing something illegal, you know? And he used to go cash me the checks because I'm junior and he's senior. And I used to try to help him out. So every time he cashed me my check, I'll give him like $50 and stuff like that. I did it to help him because my dad had orgullo, and he didn't want to take money of me because he thought it was corrupt money, you know? And I was making about $2,000 to $3,000 a week. And my dad was like amazed that it was legal to make that much money, you know? And I was doing good. So I was working with Omar on that. I ended up getting JJ, my primo's Lalo's son, and he had just gotten off the military, and I got him to work with me. And then he kind of backstabbed me and went off on his own, you know, working with Omar. But he didn't find me, I guess, that interesting. He thought he was downer, and he had more leeway, you know. So talked to my dad, and I had my co-pilot with me, which is Maura. We used to go all over. We'll go to the casinos and stuff like that. But then I started getting contracts over there in Indio and Chela and all over with Omar. And I needed someone to rely on because the kids were going to school, and they were still they'll help me like in the summer on their vacation. And I needed someone more steady, and I leaned on my father, you know. And I took him under the wing, and también he kind of betrayed me. He went off on his own también, you know. Like, I guess that's our way of teaching the right way. When we teach so good that they think they go off on their own and they become technicians, you know. Well, after my dad, he was on his own and everything, him and Jose, I call him por se, okay? And they were doing good. They were doing good. I was doing awesome. Me and Mauro were doing awesome, and me and my dad started having an awesome relationship. And he started confiding in me and asking me for tricks of the trade, you know. So I don't know exactly what happened with Omar. That Omar ended up getting divorced from his wife. Before we got divorced, we used to go to Tijuana, and we used to go prostitution and everything, me and Omar, you know. I think that's why he started cheating too much on his wife. He had a house right here on Hope, and he started cheating on her too much, I guess. Money got to him. He bought us out the Honda Pilot, and Eli abandoned us, and he started his gardening company. And Eli has a nice story that he was one morning he was doing he used to do not gardening, he used to do the fake lawns, and there was a car chase with police, and they threw a bag, and Eli is nosy. Eli went in and looked at the bag that they found, and it was a bank money bag, and he found like $100,000. Stupid idiot turned it in, you know. Me and Omar fucking laughed. They only gave him $5,000. So please, if you find the money, keep it. Don't give it back to the bank. They only give you that. Yeah, he got his thrills on the news y toda la cosa. His company picked up. He's doing good now. Well, coming back to Omar. So Omar and his wife ended up separating, and she was our dispatcher. And Omar used to not abuse, but re-abuse on his wife, but he really loved her and he cared for her. She went with us when we used to work with Ironwood to Big Bear, and we ended up jumping in the jacuzzi, and he was like a maniaco, you know. He always wanted to have threesomes, and he always wanted to do things with his wife, you know. And we did a couple things. We just never had sex, okay? But she got to be in the room when we're all having, and she allowed Omar to have a girl looking at him, and girls being involved and everything. But I guess it got too much to his hand that he ended up separating. He ended up getting another person, I think pregnant, and he really, I guess he was tired of his wife. He had 2 kids, but he fought a lot with her, and he used to take pictures. He was like a photograph guy, and he used to take nude pictures of girls and stuff like that, professionally, okay? And like I said, they broke up, and found myself without a job. And the person, my skills and the things that I know and the way I like to conversate, I found out through one of my friends. His name is Mike Jones. I ended up going to Burbank, and it was in Burbank. It was right there in downtown, and that's where before Burbank was at. It was in a little small place, and Mike Jones, I looked at him and some other technicians right there, and they said that at the moment they were thinking of getting big, but at the moment they didn't need technicians. So I said, all right. You go, you know anybody? He goes, I know this vato named Chan, you know. He used to work with us, but he went off on his own. I said, all right, where's that? He's in Long Beach. They gave me the number. That's where I met Chan and TJ and Lupio Rivera. And so I decided to go over there, and they did Dish Network and home theaters. And I right away got there, and They interviewed me. I remember when the interview was, Chen was doing a commercial with Lupillo Rivera for Dish Network, but he wanted a lot of money, and he wanted a percentage of the sales and all that. Chen has always been not corrupt, but he's always been highly motivated, and he's always found a way to make money. He's like a Miguel, you know. Well, right away, I didn't even finish our paperwork because he was trying to be professional. Well, TJ trying to be professional, and Chen, like, right away, you're hired, you know. And they made it seem like we had like a whole force in our company, like it was a big corporation, you know, and it was only me. So TJ will get the sales for selling Dish Network, and he'll also get home theater sales. And he started, I used to work for City Radio Shack, Blockbuster and all them, and TJ was trying to get the contract with them, and he got I think it was a Blockbuster contract, and he'll get one or two, no, mentiras, it was a Costco. He got the Costco contract, and he promoted it, and he went, and TJ made a speech and made it seem like it was a big corporation, and we had highly skilled technicians that they were the new and modern technicians that knew how to program remote controls, that run through walls, wall fishes, and we're very professional. We used to do a good job, and we don't have no complaints. We've been in the business like for 20 years, y toda la cosa, you know. They made it seem like we were the Geek Squad. We were VVD, you know. Made it seem like we were someone important, you know. And I told them, well, what's the rest of the crew? And Chen and TJ goes, you're it. You're gonna teach us. I was like, oh man. And I wasn't really good at the home theaters. Omar and El Porce, and they were the fucking ultimate. They were the specialists. They're the Geek Squad. And Omar is a genius, you know. Omar, you can't. Him and Eli are fucking awesome. And they like to read books and do the diagrams and find out the best inputs on the remotes. Back then we used to have the Sony remote controls, and people would buy them, and they were touchstone, and you know. But I wasn't really smart, you know what I mean? I know how to do the job once you teach me. So I always relied on Omar, or I always rely on Danny, my brother, or Georgie, my little brother también. And I'll come with a problem and they'll resolve it for me, and everybody will think that I'm a brainiac. I'm a genius. So we started going. We did about a year with TJ. And the problem with TJ, they paid him, and it took long to get paid, you know. And I always thought he was gonna rob me, and he wasn't gonna pay me my check, you know. So I was always looking for another job. Suddenly, TJ and Chen, they discussed that they were gonna get separated. I said, okay, cool. And TJ was gonna go to Carson City, Nevada, and Chen was gonna stay here, and TJ was gonna get the contract over there. And he already had a couple of his friends, and he knew the mayors, the senators, everybody right there. And the dad, he's very influenced, and he's very high up there, you know. And he's a talker, and he could get all kinds of business, everything. So me and TJ, we decided to go on a truck that I ended up buying. It was from Baby Huey. It was a Chevrolet, and I ended up buying that truck to give it to Freddie. But before that, we ended up driving with that truck up there to Nevada, to Carson City. We got there and we met up with business people, and we did a strategy, and we informed them that we're gonna be the next providers of the town, and everybody's gonna have to go through us. We're gonna be the distributors, installers, and we're gonna make a big company. We're gonna make a lot of money, and we're gonna give a percentage to the congressman or to the mayor, que tanto, you know. And that dad was very, he knew everybody, he knew all the connects, and all the people in the city hall and all that, they all knew the father, because they're one of the descendants of the city. And they were supposedly they were descendants from the Genghis Khan, you know. So driving over there, TJ goes, hey, you know what, you're not that good at speaking, you know, so you let me talk. And in other words, he's a bullshitter, you know, and he knows how to put his words together. He's a genius. He's a brainiac. He's like Danny, you know. And well, we went on the road over there, and we found right before we crossed the borderline, there's a lake, there's a casino, and through Lancaster, and we ended up finding a deer, and I had a chisel, and I had a saw and everything on my, because we used to do home theaters. We used to cut 2x4s and all that, and we had bags, because we had to lay out bags on the floor with tape for all the dirt and all the boulder and all that will fall. So I told TJ, he goes, did you see that? And he's like, no. So we end up turning back, and we found a fucking deer, you know. And the first thing that TJ, because TJ's aware of the laws over there, he goes, well, good thing is an elk, you know, and we're allowed to kill him. Then he had the marks that he was allowed to get killed, you know, but it wasn't deer season. So we end up cutting him up and put them in the bags. And we stopped at once we crossed the river to Nevada from California, there's a casino, State Line Casino, and we stopped, and blood started dripping. I'm not talking about a lot, I'm talking about a little bit, you know. That a policeman ended up showing up and pointing guns at us and all that. And TJ, being TJ, he was very influenced, and he was a good talker. He ended up telling them that we found the deer on the road, and we're taking him to, instead of burying him and go to Wasteland, because he was from Carson City, you know, and he was gonna donate it and help out with the children there, que tanto, you know. So we opened up the truck, and they found out, yeah, it was a deer, and and the policeman goes, hey, well, can I keep the head? And TJ worked it out with him. He gave him the head, gave us $50 for it, and we proceeded. We got there to Carson City as a Golden Nugget, and we ate there, and we met up with people, and we went to and opened up the bank and LLC accounts and all that, you know. And we got the Carson City licensing and everything, and we got to work. I had no idea. I thought that it snowed over there. Oh my God, it snows, and it was frigidly cold and everything. We ended up staying about 15-20 days. Once we have our license, we had the contract, we had everything. We did a couple jobs. We were doing about I'd say about 3 jobs a day, and we were making the money. the good thing is over there, they're like the homes are lifted like if they're motor homes. So, and they have plastic in the bottom, so you don't get dirty. You don't go through the whole things that you have to crawl over here and struggle. So once we had our licensing, we had everything, we came back down after the 15-20 days. And when we got back down, let me tie my shoelaces. So once we got down back to California, Chen and TJ worked it out that he had gotten a friend, which is Juan Carlos, and that he could do a buy-in for us to connect it. We had all the licenses and everything, and it's gonna be like about 2 companies that are gonna go in, and we're gonna take over SoCal, you know, and all the areas and everything, because they're expanding, which is Connect Television. And sure enough, TJ, Juan Carlos already was in, and he took TJ and Chen, and we had our licenses y todo. And they told us that all we needed was 6 months of experience, and we could work at Connect. So we said, fuck it. TJ told me, and Chen told me. Chen goes, well, I'm gonna start organizing the warehouse. I'm gonna get Lupillo to loan us some money and blah blah blah. He was real close to Lupillo. Well, Chen's brother is best friend of Lupillo, and he was there when they killed him, you know. So me and Maura end up going to live over there in Carson City. We went broke. We went on my Jeep y toda la cosa. But thank God that Maura won the lottery. Well, not the lottery, a big jackpot. And we end up renting an apartment and everything for 6 months. And we worked, and it was awesome time. Every day we'll go gambling and go out to the shows, and it was an awesome experience. Our 6 months were up, and we came down. We had our kids over here. We had Church and Jigga over here, you know. And we got back down, and we got the contract with Connect. It was only five installers, you know, but we needed at least 10. So that's when we met most of the guys, you know. Most of the guys, they came in, and I started recruiting. And the way I recruited was, you know, you're doing a job, and you see a technician, you tell them, hey, you want to work? Yeah. And you teach them, I'll train you, fucking help you out y toda la cosa. And we pay on time, we pay good y todo. We got a lot of work, blah, blah, blah. And that's all bullshit, but in reality, it was good. So we end up having about 20 technicians. We end up becoming a good sized company, you know. Then Connect widened the premises. They went to Riverside, and then we went to Orange County, and so we expanded, you know. We had our 25 techs, you know. That's where I met Beto, Adrian, and the rest of the crew, you know, all the crew. And our dispatcher was Irene. We had Mary. We had all the girls, you know. That's what we made it, like Chuco, and it was awesome. Our first party that we had for our Christmas party, we had it right there at the Holiday Inn, and right there in the 405. Lupillo and everybody came. It was awesome. It was awesome. Chia and all them, they were with Chiquis. Chiquis grew up with us también. She had a little hole, you know. And everybody will get her drunk and sleep around with her, you know. And the same way Jenny Rivera. Then she made it big time. But before, she was in real estate, and she used to party big time, get drunk, and do all kinds of drugs, toda la cosa. She was awesome, man. And Lupillo was the uprising star that he was becoming. And he hit it off. He made it big, you know. He's failed because he was a desmadroso party head and used to do drugs and marry the wrong woman y toda la cosa. Princess. But he got back on top, you know. Now he's recognized worldwide. He's there, you know. He's not someone to be proud of, but hey, I'm happy to be around him at that time, and I could still use his privileges. I don't bug him now. He has a house right here in Marino Del Rey. Badass house with an elevator y toda la cosa. Right there off on Lincoln. And, well, coming back. So we end up doing good. We had a fucking dicom. And TJ and Chen and the girls are always constantly fighting. And they wanted to separate it because they used to say that they were working too much and the only ones making the money was the technicians, and then they had their expensive, and they had all the family working for them y toda la cosa. So one way or another, as nosy as I am, I end up being involved with them in the conversations because I was their prime technician, you know. Not only was I the professional one, the one that used to do the hard jobs, but the guy that put out the most work and trained all the guys and kept everybody in line. When someone got stuck, out of my way, I'll go and I'll help out y toda la cosa. I was making good money, and I was treated good according to my my ways, you know. Irene was beautiful. She todavía no tenía babies, you know. Now she's a baby one. And Mary was awesome, you know. All the girls, todas we all grew up together. We all got like acquainted. So they were always arguing, fighting. They were always threatening each other to break up the company, you know. So they decided, because of me, the nosy I am, to sell me the company. And no one really thought that it could be possible. No one thought I could come up with $150,000, you know. So right away, I went home and talked to Maura, and after I talked to Maura, I convinced Danny, pumped them up, then went and talked to Bertha, because I had about $20,000 one time, and then I had $10,000, so in total I had $30,000. And told Bertha to pay me back, and she could lend me some money, and I'll hire her. I'll pay her $5,000 a month y toda la cosa. And she already has seen me fail with La Familia. I made money with La Familia, but she has seen me fail with La Familia, and but she still had faith in me and trusted in me, and she loaned me money. So we ended up coming up with $60,000. I don't know how we got it, but we got it. And then I ended up convincing the technicians that if they could wait a month on their pay, I'll fucking reimburse them a little extra and give them a little bonus and treat them better and give them the materials y todo. It was a come, you know. They extended the gratitude to me, and bought dicom. Well, before I bought dicom, Connect was going through transitioning, becoming a corporation. They were going to be in 31 states, y que tanto, and they had brought in the Marine. The Marine, he was like a motivator, a talker, someone that restructures a company and makes it grow. He comes in, he's from the Sicilian Mafia, but he was also a Marine. He was way up there, you know. He was one of those guys that used to scream and yell at you and fucking threaten you and abuse of you. And he met his match with me. We were doing about 40 to 60 jobs a day. And I was selling from 40 to 60 jobs. Once I was gonna buy the company, I started committing myself to 100 jobs a day. And you can't rank out, and he thought I was gonna fail and I was gonna get fucking down. So I started hiring people. TJ and Chena almost didn't sell me the company, but they had I think they had a lawsuit against Connect, and they were gonna make like $100,000 right there, $150,000, and they just needed time so they could pay them, and they used me as a guinea pig. But I ended up making my money, you know. I didn't invest it correctly, but I ended up making money. So I worked it, and I became one-on-one, toe-to-toe with the Marine. He screamed, he yelled. I told him how high I jumped. He said higher, I jump higher. He jumped higher, I jump higher. He goes, no fucking possible way you could jump this high. And I jumped. And everybody looks at me fat, overweight, not athletic, but believe it or not, I am. I'm very athletic. I'm very skilled, and I find my ways, you know, to improve my fucking my advantage towards life. And I fucking outdid him, and he was so impressed and so admire of me. And he's like, I've never met nobody that could go toe to toe with me and not scared or not intimidated or not. I was like, I don't care, just hit me with what you got. So we ended up moving to 120 jobs a day we were making. Then I end up proving to him, Hector, and all the rest of the Connect. And that's where I met Danny. Danny is Sun's owner. That's where he sold me 51, 52, then Güero's Astro, and then I had 2 Astros. And he used to have a Bigfoot truck. He used to be and fisted in money. Haz de cuenta que he's Hunter Biden, you know? He can't do nothing wrong. He was just collecting money and doing all the tranzas, you know? He was the most trancero de todo. I guess that's why they hired the Marine to come and find out where all the money was getting siphoned and robbed, you know? And he structured it, he made it. They ended up becoming a big company. So I was doing good, and we're connected all. And to my brother and me también, we started buying multi-switches, and they end up we end up having a big problem. When we were with Carlos and them, we had a fake insurance. I don't know why I've been always terco necio, and we weren't ready reality for prime time at that moment, you know. But we had a water leak, and it was like so much money, you know, like $50,000, you know. And they wanted to use the insurance, but it was a fake insurance, and that's what brought the house down, you know. And then with the multi-switches and all that, that's how I lost dicom. But I used to have up to 45 technicians, and Chen used to have Riverside, another 20 technicians over there. We were doing 120 jobs on LA. We had all LA. We were like strictly whatever connecting it, LA, Orange County, and Beverly Hills, Palos Verdes, fucking North Hollywood. We had everything. Burbank, we had everything. And we were at the top of the game. So we had little South, we had everybody. We had Geronimo. We were on top of the world. We were on top of the world. And most of the stuff that I could talk about, like Hung and La and all them, it's all fun stories. One of these days I'm gonna get detailed on it. But we end up losing the contract. I ended up getting another contract in Burbank, And once DirecTV merged and became a union, it wanted to take out all the ¿cómo te voy a decir? They only wanted to keep union. All the workers like us, they wanted to confiscate and just isolate us and just make one big company to work for them. So they had contractors, and then they had in-house. They wanted to get rid of the contractors because they wanted to go in-house, and everybody ended up losing their contract. Now it's union. DirecTV is union. Now it's AT&T, and it sucks. It's too expensive. Nobody wants to work for them, and there's no money. So our dreams of being a millionaire and our dreams to being someone important vanished just out of the blue. A lot of people always tell me, how does it feel being so high, close to heaven? I tell them, it doesn't matter. I think that life suits you to whatever you need at the moment, and gives you and dictates if you're wise. And my problem was that I started with Danny, and me and Danny used to always argue and fight. I don't think a company should be owned by two people. It should only have one person, one structure, one person determining, and we would have made it. But if it wasn't for all that fighting and hate against each other, you know. At the end, me and Danny, we couldn't stand each other. So we ended up breaking the company. We still live together, you know. We still are brothers, and we still think alike, and we're there for each other. I'm doing good, not as good as him, but I'm doing good in the way that I'm happy, I'm satisfied. And I started working with GSI after that, and we're doing all the drops for Verizon. Then Verizon sold to Frontier. I was doing also installations over there, Verizon. Then went to Frontier, but Frontier sucked. There was nothing but complications and drama over there. So I ended up going with VVD. I remember the day I opened up my attitude, and I went up to Carlos, and which is my supervisor. Not only is my supervisor, he's one of my persons that I not depend on, but really appreciate how he treats people. He conducts himself like I was. He treats everybody with respect. He knows that we fail and we cause problems, but he accepts it, and he makes everybody feel like they're awesome and they're special, and makes me really feel appreciated. I've caused him more than one occasions problems, not like end of the world problems, but he's always stepping up to the plate. And still been doing this for like 20 years, above 20, 25 years in the industry, and I'm happy with myself. Of course, everybody wants to make more money, but I'm satisfied. I make it work. I live comfortable. I don't envy nobody. I don't hate. I'm doing what I love to do. It's be out in the open, not feeling stress or complications, talking to people, doing the best thing that I love, and no one tells me, no one points fingers, no one expects more than what I could give. And with a good friend that I have at work, which is Carlos, and he provides not only a friendship but a close relationship that you feel that you belong somewhere, you know. Been working there for about 8 years, you know. So more or less that's the story of Connect Television and my industry, how I got here. Anybody ever asked me, I've done practically everything I wanted. I own my own business. I work in swap meet. I started my carpet company. Started dicom. I think I'm good at what I do, and I'm not too smart, not too gifted. I just don't like the responsibility, or I don't like the headaches. I like spreading the wealth, you know what I mean? I give the hardest part to someone else. And above all, I'm extremely happy to belong to a purpose in life, you know? So I hope that anybody that ever wants to start a company or ever fails, don't ever think it's the end of the world. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a purpose for you. With your head up, you have your head up and your shoulders straight up, God would always provide and always find the way or lead you towards a path that you're gonna be satisfied. So above all, I've been in the industry, I've been around nothing but technicians, and couldn't see myself doing anything different. And I'm happy. Hopefully I end up retiring. Me quedan like, what is it about? This one, about 15 years, 16 years. And just put in that money for retirement and retire happy. And hopefully life continues blessing me and providing good friends and good heads to keep me calm and not let me get stubborn or do something out of the ordinary. Well, that's the story I wanted to talk about. I veered off to more than I bit, but hopefully you guys all found it interesting, and just do what you really are good at, what makes you happy, and find the path that you can manage, and if not, work for somebody with a good head on the shoulder and someone que no sea tan orgulloso and so problematic or so que doesn't treat you bad and doesn't abuse, or someone that you could talk even at your worstest moment, at your most difficult time, that you could go up to him and talk to him. Since I met Carlos at VVD, I've had about 20 family members that passed away. I know that it's unbelievable to believe, and he's allowed me to bring friends and family members to work for him and never judge me for them. Everybody that I bought in technically moved away from our company, but I'm the only one that is still standing. And thank you, anybody hearing this, and especially you, Carlos, Omar, Chen, TJ, Irene, Mary, everybody, for being there for me. Berta, Vero, for allowing me to become me and making me have an awesome life. An awesome life. So, just wanted to tell everybody thank you for hearing the story. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and continue hearing all my stories. My dad's doing good, everybody's doing good.